Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and this is the high probability watch list and market radar for the week of October 21st. October 21st. We're in our favorite month right now. It is actually called Stocktober here at Day Trading Radio. Stocktober, not October, but some people call it Rocktober, and we like to call it Rocktober too sometimes. And actually, brings up a little fact of Day Trading Radio. You know how Michael Buffer has trademarked a certain term of his? Let's get ready to rumble. All right, he owns that term. I own a term. I actually own one because my wife does kind of knows how to do with all that stuff. She's a super duper accountant and she knows how to file for. When we built Day Trading Radio, I had to trademark names and stuff. So we've gone through the whole issue. So we know how to trademark things. So I actually owned Rock Out with Your Stock Out. I don't. It's random, but I own it. So if you say it, you know what? You owe me. Rock out with your stock out. I own that. Anyway, it is a Friday. It is October 18th, and Paul is on the air. He's actually talking to someone right now, and I was trying to get on the air before, but I'm just starting my research right now, and it's about 2 o'clock. 2:30, and there's been a lot of news, and my back has been hurting, and I haven't done anything. We came in here today, we took a short in Beyond Meats, and we cashed in. I cashed in right at the open, basically, about 9:57 or something. I made $3 on the short, which was great. $3 is $100 per contract. $300 per contract actually, so it would be whatever you had on that. And I know a lot of people followed us into. Me and Anthony had that trade, and we've been trading good. I appreciate Anthony coming on the show early in the morning. We discussed some of the early morning trades. This week we focused on trading the SPY calls, and that is a very good technique. So I'm probably going to talk about that a lot. I did a great show, an overnight show and we had our special guest was Maximilian and Gas. Gas was kind of a co-host with me. He was asking a lot of the questions, but we had Maximilian in here, who's a big trader at Day Trading Radio. He's big in many ways. He's been a long time member. He trades a big account, and he's happy to help a lot of people, so it makes him a big man. So we had an interview with him. It was good, 3-hour show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that 3-hour show to the members tonight. I want to release that to the members. That's going to the members forum tonight. It's a fantastic show. I'd recommend everyone watching that. The other thing I want to talk about before we get started with the research tonight and the calls for tonight. Remember, we're going to be kind of juggling things tonight. There's a lot of things to talk about. I don't want to make the video too long. It just becomes I want people to understand that it's important information I want to bring to you. There's certain stocks that we're going to be looking at for next week, but there's also, just commentary and market, what we call market radar, looking at the potential for which way the market's going to move. And I really want to touch base again on how we trade these SPY calls, or trading the SPY, the S&P futures, or the MES futures. And I decided next week what I'm going to do, and this is breaking news right now, and I have to probably put out another video on it, but I'm going to set up my Ninja Live account, which I have trading next to me on my laptop. You see me trade with that all the time, but it's not connected to the computer, so sometimes you hear me turn around and you hear something over my shoulder saying order take, and that's my Ninja other account I have on Ninja, and I trade off of a laptop. And I just I watch the tradeometer, I watch the the Rockbot, and I've been trading the MES a lot, which is I find a very, very nice way to trade, and it's just not a stressful environment as much as the ES. So next week I want to turn on, for the first time, I want to turn on the Rockbot I want to use the Rockbot scripts onto my live account, and we're going to see what's going to come from that. We're going to trade the MES, and we're going to have it set up just like it's set up now on the Rockbot. It takes 5 contracts. We're going to see what the results are in each day. So stay tuned for that. I think we're going to have a good time with that. All right, so that's the Rockbot, so you can follow along. I want to, what you have on the Rockbot channel. If you subscribe to the Rockbot, you will basically be seeing the same thing. Because I want to actually do that. I want to download the latest versions, which is you're up to date. Everything's up to date on the Rockbot, but I have to actually download the latest version of the Rockbot onto my laptop so it has the save entries and stuff. All right, so that's out of the way. The other thing is it is Stocktober. And pay attention right now. We are doing a Stocktober sale, and we're starting it later in the month because we felt that maybe just wanted to not do a whole October sale. We want to do like a half a month sale because I feel this opportunity coming down the pipe is going to be really important for those people who want to take advantage of the bot, the Rockbot and the Tradeometer together, because I'm actively coding a lot of new stuff into it. And the next few versions, and again, if you're a member of lifetime member, you don't have to worry about any upgrades. Everything is free all the time. Lifetime, anything at this point, if you're a lifetime member, anything that gets upgraded on the Day Trading Radio member website. If it's separate things, someone brings in separate, we can't do anything. But anything on to Day Trading Radio, you don't have to. You're included into everything, all the updates and stuff. So the thing with the big thing with the Tradeometer here, we're incorporating the Tradeometer and the Rambot to make a super signal, and I think this this is something that I haven't mentioned to anyone. Maybe I'll mention it in a blurb right here because only people that listen to the video will understand the significance of this. But I might be able to offer down the road the Rockbot to put on your own platforms and trade for you. I know there's been a lot of people asking for that, and I've kind of shied away from it. I don't know what so we have a view for, it's just you get to view the Rockbot, but I understand the benefits of having it trade. So I want to be testing it next week like that. And after that, I've been approached by some people for, getting access to these codes and stuff that I've been working on and that identify and trade. Because I tell you, this week I tweaked it a little, just because of the volatility and the range bound, and it seems to be set perfectly. I'm going to actually see if I can pull this over, or maybe pull this over. I don't know if I could show you the bot. But the bot right now, I'll actually pull down there. So the bot is running on the NinjaTrader platform, and I have it running on the view page in a sim mode. And when I want to put it on real mode, I just put it on the account mode. So, but it keeps a track of realized and unrealized gains. Realized gains right now, we have 3 scripts running. You can see it on the bottom, if you can see it on the bottom here. We have the 1-minute buy divergence, the bull flag trade, and the 5-minute buy divergence. Now, I didn't put any shorts on it today. The reason why, and I just have been testing the 1 minute. We've been just locking in the 1 minute time frame. We had some calculations. When you get those alerts, it automatically feeds the trades into what we call the trade meter alert panel. I mean the Rockbot alert panel. There's so many things. The Rockbot alert panel on the Rockbot view page has a little side thing where you're able to watch the trades and see those every alert or every trade being taken. So right now you can see this is up 850, and last night I gotta tell you I restarted this. So this is from probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It has taken these trades, and again you can see up $1,200. Let's move that back up here, and I always track that. And I have to understand what the market's doing. There's a lot of other things you need to know before being a full-time trader. And I'm not saying that this is the holy grail to trading. It is not. You have to know when to use it, when the right time to use it, what signals could be valid, and we try to teach you that. And but this gives you such a big advantage because it is identifying those levels. And if you could just weigh market sentiment against that or trending markets, you could really start to realize where the good trades are. So I've been letting this thing run. I had an adjustment on some of the how it holds on to its profit and stuff. I adjusted a lot of the code so I could really be on top of this. And I said, you know what? I was a little a little what's the word I'm thinking of? You know, loose on my stops, and then realizing the market was so volatile. And sometimes we get these algorithms that could actually time these channels, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. So what I did was I adjusted things, and I've, you know, realized, you know, did the calculations and figured out what the range is, the average true range, and a certain amount of time frame and 30-minute segments, and did a lot of research and adjusted my stop to kind of capture all these entries. So we get the divergence entry is great, and that's why you watch it. That's why you watch it, because it tells you what those entries are. It usually gives you a perfect candle, the entries, and then it takes profits on the way up, and it has a trailing stop. And that's how it typically looks right there. I mean, you can see it right there. It's beautiful. And then the next trade, the same thing. Any type of divergence moves up, gets a trailing stop. And then we have, that's all at the same price level. You got a little divergence here, but it looks like it chopped out, eventually broke down. But what is happening here, it's taking profits, locking in profits on the first move. The first move is almost, imagine getting your first target. Your first target's, you know, maybe you get that 80 to 90%. So your second target might be 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 ticks higher. And the odds of getting that are down to 40% and so on. So what I've done is I've moved up. I've known that my higher probability trade is getting that first. The indicator is great. The identification of the setup is great. 90 to 100% of the time we get a little bounce. Now, how do we track that bounce and hold that bounce? Well, we have to move our stop up quickly when we take the profits, but yet kind of give it time. Understand if we have it too tight, we take away a potential rally. So, you know, that's always going to be adjusted. You know, there's something that I always want to kind of adjust during day by day. You know, just day by day markets. Some markets I might want to have a big wide stop. Some markets or some time frames. So that's always being adapted to the thing. The next thing I'm working on is actually time frames. I'm actually working on how to trade overnight versus the open market, or, you know, day versus night, and when to step out of volatility and programming in the, you know, the time frames. And that's very important too. But as you can see here, and this is just today's trade, everything is marked for you. Everything is taking profits, and everything is great on this thing. I am so excited about this. So, you know, take advantage of the lifetime, because at one point, you know, if I do end up offering this, the lifetimers will get that special deal, even if, you know, they'll always be able to watch it. You know, but to have that on your machine, I am very close to. I'm thinking about it. You know, I know a way of locking up codes and stuff like that, but you guys can run it yourself. And I'm always updating it. So that's one of the benefits also as a lifetime member. You're going to have an opportunity to be one of the first people to be able to get that. If I do sell it, you know, it's not going to be part of Day Trading Radio, because Day Trading Radio is the view. You can always view it. But the code it's too much work into that. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But I know that Day Trading Radio Life members will have a 70% discount when that time comes, if it comes. But that's down the road. I might not even do it. So I'm just being open with you and thinking about how well it's been working lately. So it's been working great. So the other thing, tradeometer, you know, we're mixing that in with that. And then the news, you know, news events that are happening in this market really flushing. Take a look at the market today. You know, we came off that 12:15. I told you I was not in front of the computer too much today. I'm actually just sitting down. I was, you know, setting up things for the October sale, which we're doing. You know, that's why, let me finish one thought at a time. That's the problem. I get so distracted. But the whole thing was we're doing an October sale. Right now, the lifetime membership is like $18.95 or $18.99.95. I think it is $1,800, which is well worth it. And so we made a coupon to give $400 off of that until October 31st, just the end of October. So take advantage of it. You get everything. The Rockbot, the tradeometer, School of Stock, and of show, and it's lifetime. You don't have to worry about anything else. So that is beyond. That's October 31st. That ends, and the price will go back up. And then once this thing continues, you won't have that opportunity ever again. Um, so that is that announcement. But I really wanted to come back from lunch and say, all I've been hearing is this negative news. Everything negative, negative, negative about the impeachment and stuff. And I just realized that it's still overhanging us. And I'm trying not to get too involved with the political, because it's all BS in the long run. Whatever side you're on, doesn't matter. It's a big distraction to the market. When I continue to say the market kind of could see through this, and it's really looking at the underlying things. But if something does happen, what if something does happen? What if something gets to a tipping point, quote, tipping point, where people are saying, well, you know what, this could be heading down, there could be an impeachment coming. There could be Trump just saying, screw this. I'm a billionaire. I don't need this stress, and stepping down. What happens if any of these situations happen? I mean, I just don't want. I'm just not trying not to think about it. 'Cause I know the market's it's gonna crash. I think it's gonna crash. I think it's probably come back, but that type of volatility and oh my God, I think it would really hurt the market a lot. So you still got to walk very carefully. Walk like you're walking on thin ice. Try not to carry too much. Slide yourself around. Take profits when you can. And, just understand that. Now, plan. I saw this coming down today. Let's start off with the watch list. The plan. God, I had it up on my screen, and I'm saying plan is going to be a great one. And look at the reversal candle. God damn it. We actually had, what did we have? An alert in team today. So team, we had an alert in. That's the HPS setups. HPS setups. Let me show you what we had. Because I saw the alerts go by, and I was just sitting down for that. And I said, let me sit down. Let me get in. I want to get into one of these software companies. And I didn't today. And I thought about it. I said, I want to get into it right now because the alert told me to get into it. The alert told me to get into it. So why wouldn't I get into it? And I brought it up. I think the options I were looking for were, was it team or, I think it was team. Let me show you the, I think it was this one. Let's take a look at the chart. All right, here's the team HPS chart. Now, this setup right here is classic of what we look for. This is typical of what we look for. This is called the 200 EMA breakdown channel line bounce. And this is the number 2 setup on an HPS methodology course. First one is divergence. I would say this was number 2. Anything involving a lower trend line, stochastic oversold, and is like number 2. That combo, lower trend line, stochastic oversold. But when it breaks down through the 200, that's a different setup altogether. And there's so many stocks that end up like that. And what happens? We flush through this level, and we bounce right back up. So this is something really important. I don't want to miss it. And there's been a tremendous amount of stocks lining up like this going into this week. And we bounced. But I kept these on here because I said this is not over. This game is not over. These patterns are so good that this anywhere down in this level. So this triggered today. Let's see what happens when it triggers. You just have to go to the HPS setups and you click on it. Now as a member, you get the alerts every time. So you came right down into your zone. You came right down to the friggin' trend line. I mean, come on. That was such a great, and I don't know why I did not pull the trigger. I don't know. I have no idea why I didn't. I was setting up things. I was distracted. I saw the alert come in front of me, and I did not take it. I took off the Beyond today. We had the great trade in Beyond. I gotta thank Anthony again for trading that with me, and I had a great trade on that. I made 300 smackaroos right in the morning. But this was typical of what we look for in HPS, and there's a lot of setups. We'll go over those in a sec. We'll go over those in a second. All right. But that's it. Wow. Team. And then let's move these over here. What happened to my chart? Looks like it got real, like, oh, you know what? All right, you know what I'm going to do? Excuse me a second while I kiss the sky. I just have to fix this, the charts here a little. For some reason, they're not lining up. I think that'll be good enough. All right, so there's these software companies that we like. Now, Plan came right down to the 200, big reversal candle. The other really great one is Coop. And that hasn't bounced yet. But again, it has that same kind of setup, a 200 period moving average underlying trend line. That would be a tremendous buy signal. So I think next week, I mean, like I said, I'm doing the video now. It's 2:40. Fridays, I'm either trading and then being stressed out and working the whole night trying to get the watch list video out, or I start the watch list and I don't pay attention to the markets, and I'd rather not be in anything that I'm not holding long term. So that's the reason I'm not that active right now. But this Coop, if we got down to this level, I think that needs to be on the watch list, if it's not already on the watch list. I think I put a lot of these on the watch list. Let me see. Let me see. So we have PAYC. All right, you know what? Let me go over these with you, I guess. All right. I'm going to bring it back to the side. All right, there we go. All right. So we have PAYC. Let's go to that. We did the team already. I thought we had Coop up here, but, you know, we're going to put Coop on the list tonight. C-O-U-P. I'm going to have to put, you know, Verizon on the list, too. I didn't put Verizon on last week. This thing ends up taking so much time to do all this. Sometimes, you know, I rely on the video more than the charts, but I want people to be alerted to these individual stocks. But let's start reviewing right now. All right, here is the PAYC. Paycom looks good. Again, this was kind of a wish trade down here. It has to really break down. X marks the spot. I don't know if we're going to get down there. Well, we pushed up. Look where we pushed up to. We pushed up right up to the trend line. It's very important to go through all these, because if you get a good setup, this is always going to be, even if we broke out here and then pulled back, I want to always review the HPS setups, because the charting on these things are really good. So yeah, it took off, caught the trend line, came back, nowhere near our buy zone. We'll keep it active. You know, I'm not that excited. Nothing's going to happen on it. But I do like, you know, the, let's take a look at it one more time, actually. Moved up. It's a big down day today. I do like the support here. Support looks pretty good. I think news moves this market. If there's no bad news, I think these need to be bought. You know, these probably need to be bought down here around the 200 period moving average. Just my opinion. But the news factor is, again, starting to sneak into the market. I mean, they're really going after him now. They're going after Trump with the Syria, with, you know, withdrawal, Turkey, Putin, I don't know. Team, we already did that. AMT. Again, like I said, many stocks are showing up as a 200. I am setting these things up way in advance, just in case we got flushes. I wanted to be part of these. I didn't expect many of these to play out yet. The team did. This one actually, look at this. Look at this. Why should you look at this? Because these trend lines are exact. This is, all right, I want to back it up so you understand what's going on here, because this is so good. You can back it up. AMT. All right, so here you have the rising trend line, starts way back here, goes through here, goes through here. We come right down to it. You're either breaking down through it and getting down to 200, or you're bouncing off of it. There's two directions. I want to be able to be part of this one down here, so I set the alert. But what happens is market pushes up off of it. But look what happens. It comes back and maintains that trend line. Trend lines, and then it's pushing back up. So American Tower, great company. I wouldn't expect it to push back down. That was kind of a wish trade also. VeriSign. Again, another situation where we were looking at a breakdown. I was looking for a breakdown because I expect this to move kind of sideways like a lot of these other stocks and then break down to the trend line. What happened? It came right down to our zone, 1, 2, 3, and bounced up. So this was a little capitulation move, but it reacted the way we wanted to react. Exactly. This is, again, a 200 EMA breakdown, channel line bounce, but because of this, there was some news. It pushed higher. This trend line still maintains its integrity because this is a news event. And then we came back, actually come back down to it real fast and back up. But, I mean, look at that. That is perfect. Perfect setup. So when they're set up perfectly, you got to take them. And that was probably Team today, which gave us the green dot and it sent out an email to anybody who's a member of Day Trading Radio. VeriSign, we did that. Vive. All right, Vive, still watching. All right, so we got through there. It's choppy. This still is valid down here. 200 period moving average. I don't know. I'm very bullish in the market, feeling the market, but all of a sudden these turnovers have been looking very weak for these stocks. I don't know if we're going to break down. If we do, I want to know about it. I don't have to take the trade when I get alerted to it, but at least I want to know about it. So this is interesting developments on that one. All right, we have about an hour to go in the markets, and what I want to do here is just stop this video halfway. If for those out there who are not a member, you must be a member to watch the second half of the video where we're going to go over our HPS watch list and everything else. That's all important. I want to do a little webinar, a little course on a little mini course on trading that SPY option, and getting this set up for next week. So definitely stop by Day Trading Radio. Make yourself known, support the site, get a membership, and enjoy everything that we have to offer. And for those out there who are members here, I'm just going to continue with you. You'll hear me in a second.